Okay, here we are today. As you can see, this is the hourly chart. Well, no, you can't see that. I can see it. This is the hourly chart. I've marked it up this morning and I tweeted that, so maybe many of you have seen it. So what I'm going to do right now is I'll show you what I've marked up. What I thought might happen today is this channel is broken. It broke yesterday. We had an unexpected pullback yesterday after some uninspiring commentary from the RBA. It formed a kind of a V bottom here, and it's rallied straight back out and then stayed flat during the night in Europe and US. So we've opened and we've had a shot down, but it's rejected again like yesterday. Like, this market is so bullish. Right, just to continue on from before. As I was saying, this market lately is so bullish. Do not short this market. I've tried and I've paid for it. I've taken a beating. Excuse me. What I'm interested in now, I tried to short it here. As you can see, the breakdown, retest, but it's having none of it. Okay, this is an hourly chart. Let's have a look at something a bit more bigger, longer term. Let's have a look at a 4-hour chart. I'll just duplicate this and we'll have a look at a 4-hour chart, and I'll mark it up, and we'll have a talk about it, and everyone might like to make a comment or ask a question about it. I think you can see that. Yes, so let's put it on 4-hour. Okay, as everyone can see, these are investing.com charts. I prefer to make my markups on these, and you know why? Because they seem to be closer to the futures market, the real futures market. I don't like to trade off my CFD charts. I think they play around with the price too much. And also, you all can look at these exact same charts, and just for consistency, they just seem more natural to me. Before, when I worked in prop trading, I used obviously the actual SPY charts. But for pretty much everyone, including me, that's too expensive to trade the SPY at $25 a tick per contract. So what I like to use is this, and execute the trades off a CFD program. If anyone else has any better options, you can sort of let me know. But that's what I've found so far. Okay, now you can see that this is constant bleed up on a 4-hour chart. There's a high here that we haven't really even paused at. Format. Okay, let's make it a bit thicker so we can see the major levels. Okay, so this is a difficult one. I didn't think it'd go this far. But look, the reality is you got to trade what's in front of you. Trade what you see. Trade what you see. I'll say it time and time again. Let's just have a look at this right now, because look, this is my favorite tool. It's horizontal lines. Okay, so here we go. You can see exactly what it's done here. It's very easy trading that we shouldn't have made any mistakes on. But we're all human and we all do it, and I've done it too. Okay, just support, resistance, support, resistance, support, resistance, support, resistance, all the way up, as many times as you like. And you can see even here, see this gap from this is Brexit, that Friday. Bang, sits on top of the gap, and then started working its way up, and still now. So what I'm looking for here, I suspected that this might test, and then take a run down. You can see this trend line, this support resistance line runs right through here, which is quite a significant level. How many hits have we got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It's a significant level. Right now, once you've come out to this, you can see the channel is not so obvious. This is SPY trading, this is intraday trading. You probably don't want to be paying too much attention to the levels on here, because you can't really trade them. They can blow through by. And then if we have a look here, have a look at that. We've got 25 down to 07, so 20 tick, around a 20 tick week, and you see this like over and over again. I don't know about you, but it's very rare that I'd be holding on for 20 ticks. There's 78 and 78 and 96, so 20 ticks, that seems to be pretty common on this chart. And just as a side note, there's a lesson in itself. Just open the chart and see what kind of time frame you're going to see what sort of stop you're going to have for whatever time frame. If you want to trade long-term charts, 4-hour charts, hourly charts, open it up and have a look, and just measure a few of them. You start to get some ideas. I mean, you go back here and you've got to see that sometimes they're really big. This is 320 up to. Sorry, this is moving quite slow today. 55. So we're talking like 35 ticks there. So. And again here, it looks about the same. 12 down to 170, which is 42 ticks. So be wary. So a 4-hour chart, it looks like you can get a 30 or 40 tick wick. Which means that if you trade a level, be prepared to hold that much pain. So it's going to be pretty small positions, but you're looking for longer runs, of course. I have. Yeah, look, basically this run here, there's no sign on a 4-hour chart of any correction. There's no sign at the moment. There's nothing saying we're going down. This was yesterday, I think, through the big figure there on the futures. So it led through to like 88, so 12 ticks, and V bottom straight out. Is this double tops here I'm interested in? I don't know that we're going to hold, if we're going to hold these highs where it's broken through. That's about a 30, where are we? That's 35 and we're at 40, gone as high as 43, sort of 42, so it's 12 ticks, which seems fair enough. They could easily pull back like this afternoon. Whether it does or not, I don't know. But time and time again, as I've said on the hourly chart, if we want to go back to that, let's go and have a look. I've seen this channel and I've thought time and time again I was looking for the retest and the breakdown. Perhaps this is going to let's draw a couple of lines in here and just have a look and see if there's anything that shows itself. I've just noticed this now. It's not that. It's obviously not that. It's just like there's no end. That's just a spot in the middle of it. It's in the middle of nowhere. So what I would be interested in some of these extensions. I mean, this is a tool that I really like and I found useful. I used to trade the 10-year government bonds, and this worked amazingly. And it works a lot of the time on this as well. But it's giving you general extensions, just the 1.61 and the 2. If no one knows what it is, it's just a trend line break. You take the highest point down to the trend line and an extension, a fib extension through that. Okay, now I've drawn this up somewhere else, like in lower level charts where you can see this stuff. Here's a great trend line. That should have been what I did on this one. You can see here's the highest level, but that was the V bottom from yesterday, right? So let's say that was, let's wipe that out. With you have to sort of just like play around with it and try and find some rationale where you might find something, And what I did this morning, I looked at it and I had this level here, and I've shorted it. I'm still short actually. And then there's another lesson right there. Don't hold on to it if it's not working. And I've held on to it, right? And I'm short again. Okay, so I'm short here. I'm still holding it. I thought that level here at the 35 might be the top. Here we are at 30 odd and a little bit above. as you can see, it's an hourly chart, and it's only going to, it's not going to be an exact point. It's giving you a roundabout, so that's the level I picked this morning. You can see it's sort of paused. That's not the one we were looking at. We were looking at this. Okay, you can see it's paused. It's sort of the bottom of this to the trend line. It's paused at that level, the 34 sort of thing, and it didn't want to borrow, but it sort of came in. I should have taken some profits once again. Lesson number 175: take profits when they're on the table, but you've got to take something out, otherwise you'll never make any money. Okay, we might just take a break now, and I'll come back a little later. Okay, something interesting here. If we have a look at the 15-minute chart, we've just had a bit of price action. At this 1.61 extension, which we talked about a little before, it was looking a bit toppy. We had a spike, a few spikes through, punching through that area. To me, that looked a bit, how would I call it, toppy. Looked like it was testing that level basically. Now, another thing I'd like to add is if I pull this over, this is just the line chart of the cash market provided by the Australian Stock Exchange. Now, I'm just looking at the range here. I use this for a variety of reasons, and if you sort of stay with me, you'll find out a bit about it and how I use it, and whether you'd like to try it as well. I'm just looking. Number one, I'm just looking at the range 40 to 85. It's done 45 ticks, right? That's about your average daily range. Sometimes it does 25, sometimes it does 100. 40 to 50 seems to be about average, long term. So it's done the day's range. So I'm looking at that. We're looking at that, and then I'm looking at this, and I'm looking at this, and I'm thinking, well, we've got a confluence of three events there, even though one of them is just really general, which is an ADR. So, and what's happened is suddenly it's just given up. Suddenly it's just released, kabam. And where did it stop? This last support level, which was here, which we, as I mentioned before, was where I thought it would short. Now let's see if this really gives up today, because if you have a look at recent price action, it's been very consolidatory, in the last couple of days. So I have a feeling we may get quite a large pullback today. I don't know that the market's really comfortable at these levels anymore. I think it's been going up for such a long time that we would like to see some pullback, some sort of move down. Anyway, that's my call for this afternoon. We'll see what happens. And you can see now it's actually going quite well. It's gone through this level, and this is a 5-minute chart. It's gone through this sort of support level. Next stop here, and then, which is, you can see back here. Let me just put a line through there to give you a bit of a reference. These highs here. It's sort of paused there on the way up, come back, tested it, and then shot back out. A really missed opportunity for us all there this morning if you weren't on that. It's a classic move, right? Through the high, came back, tested it, then shot back out, and it's given you somewhere around 30 to 42, like 12 to 15 ticks, which is great trade in anyone's book. I'm still short, as I said, at around that 34 level, and it's playing with that right now. So if I was being really canny, I'd shut that down now and just take a small loss, a couple of ticks, but I'm going to hold on to it because I said before, I thought, there's a chance this might pull all the way back this afternoon. We'll see. I'm going to take the risk. Excuse me. What else am I interested in here? If we have a look at the hourly charts, you can see the further you go out, the fewer support resistance levels there are. So look, what is interesting is this there's this channel that's kind of come right back into this channel, and we're sort of sitting at the top of it now. So the question is, is this a launch back into the channel and to start reusing it again, or is it just a temporary up and over? I don't know what the real term for it is. I call it an up and over. Finds a support resistance level, trades above it for a little bit, and then it doesn't form much of a fractal over it. It hasn't got a lot of depth, and then it'll just pop straight back through. You could see that as short squeezes, long squeezes, whatever you like. I don't really know. I don't think anyone really does either. No one sees what all the other market participants are doing and what they're holding and how long they're holding for. We just need to sort of recognise certain price behaviours. Okay, so now if we're lucky, if I'm lucky today, what we might see is maybe a pullback into this level here, perhaps, and if really lucky, right back into these levels here, and fill this gap. Because, as I said, this V bottom yesterday, it was very strong. We might get a similar thing at the top here. This might be at the ends of trends, you often see quite a lot of volatility. It moves up a lot, down a lot, up a lot, down a lot, and it just the battle between the bulls and the bears. It's traditional, it's classic. Okay, well, let's sign off for that for now, and we'll just have a look and see what happens for the rest of the afternoon. Here we are again for the last hour of the trading day, around about the last hour. Further to the last comment I made, we look at this low here. Unfortunately, we all know what I was thinking. I was hoping this would come back down, test. You can see these little highs there, test, and then pop down and cover this gap, probably down to the line here as well. And then another one here. Fill in these holes here. At the moment, it's sort of what concerns me is it's made a higher low. Basically, that's not to say this is a 5-minute chart. That's not to say that it's not going to make new lows this afternoon. And indeed, the SPY, the S&P 500 futures aren't moving up at all. So perhaps we'll see a bit of a rip down on the close around about 4:10, the cash close. Well, that remains to be seen, but my position up around here at sort of the 34 level or so, that's not looking that great right now, but I'm going to hang on to it still. Perhaps I should have taken it out here, but no one wants to jump too early, right? Famous last words. Okay, so what we've done is we've come up and tested this fractal here, which is terrific. It's exactly the sort of thing we're looking for. If I wasn't already in, I probably would have tried to get a short somewhere around here, and hoping to hit obviously this level. You can see the coincidence between that level and that level. What we want to see is let's see if we can drift it down this afternoon, lose a little bit of that bullishness. That's what I'm hoping for. Let's see what happens. We'll have a look later on. Back again. As you can see, we've made new highs in the afternoon. What can we say? It's bullish. That's it. I said this morning, don't short it, and I've broken my own rules. I've shut my positions down, which were back here. It was more than I wanted to lose, but that's what it's doing today. If you have a look at it, if you stand back and have a look at it again, which you should do at the end of every day, have a look at the charts and redraw it and have a think about things and have a look what I've just seen. Punch through, it's come back, tested these highs here, and then shot back out. And what more can you say about that? It's quite simple trading. You would have made money both times, and going long here on the first break and the comeback, and test, and then on the second one come back and test again. We talked about how that second low here was a higher low. That was a bit of a concern to me, so that's something to pay attention to. There's little clues during the day like that to tell you which way it wants to go. Right now, I don't know. There's not really any other markets that are rallying like this. The Hang Seng is rallying. If we have a look, China's not. Hang Seng, that's it. The Japanese market hasn't rallied at all. In fact, I think that was a lot further down than it was this morning than it is now. So perhaps there's just a general little lift tone at the end of the day. Let's have a look at this 5-minute chart. Something I wanted to point out. No, that's a 15-minute chart. Let's have a look at a 5-minute. And as this is broken, this fractal, it's broken, come down, came back and tested. So even if you do want to trade these things, you can hit it, and it has reacted. So it's reacted from 38 to, it's gone down as low as 34. So it's still, you can get 3 or 4 ticks out of it, and move your stop close to break even, take part of your position out. And even though it wouldn't have been a great winning trade, you want to kind of get the general flow of the day, of course, and get the most ticks possible. But you can get in and get out and not put too much at risk. So look, that's what I should have done today, and that's what you should have done. We'll find out tomorrow what happens, or after the close, we'll have a look tonight and see what happens, and talk about it tomorrow. I'm signing off for the day. I'm not doing any more trades. Have a good day, everyone, and we'll talk next time. Goodbye.